What? No.
Hey,
Take it to the
how
IMAX.
are you? Hey, how are you? You're surprised I didn't see Batman? I'm not like a superhero guy, really.
It's kind of confusing. It just clashes with the whole Rock thing.
Well, that's what we'll start with this. The Rock is coming out with a superhero movie called Black Adam, and that I will be seeing opening
Is
night.
he black?
The Rock is half black. Yep, his dad was black. His dad was a famous wrestler, Rocky Johnson, I believe, which is why he's called The Rock. And then his mom is Hawaiian or Samoan, and he's half and half. Beautiful mix. Beautiful mix of human. Are we starting? Yeah, we're starting. So
We're starting.
What's going on with your life? What's new? What's happened with you today?
My day's good. Just got out of the hyperbaric chamber.
Explain what that is. Now, when we were with Marcus in Malibu, he had did he have one of those in his?
Yeah, but I'm going in the hard shell. Like these are like fucking tanks.
What's the difference?
So like air tanks where I haven't even researched it. So it's like not really even, I've only just been told by a few people I really fuck with heavy that athletes do it all the time. LeBron does it every day. Like it's expensive and it's something, but Ari gave me a book. Ari is a friend of mine who's a big business guy and talks a zillion miles a minute, but he's a very, very smart guy and very resourceful, and he's been helping me. I just have been feeling like there's another level to go, and it's health and body. I've been saying this for a while, so I'm just really leaning into it. I'm not drinking. I'm eating only natural foods, paleo diet, and then doing things like the hyperbaric. The hyperbaric essentially hyperoxygenates your cells.
Yeah.
And when your cells are getting 5-10x the amount of oxygen at once, essentially what it is, it doesn't happen at once. Like it's like something you need to be consistent with. So
Yeah.
I think 20 is the minimum that they say. Like if you do anything less than 20, it's just like a waste of your money.
20 sessions?
20 sessions.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm like on a sprint right now to do 20. And it's the hard shell, which is a lot better than the ones that some guys have in their house. It's like zip up and it's not really.
So like physically, how are you going to feel different? Is there going to be like more energy?
Oh yeah, like essentially mental clarity, energy. You're essentially regenerating the cells that make up your body and your skin, and not just external, but internal as well. Is that another? Thank you, sir. But yeah, like I told you, I went and got my health evaluated, and then these are all just great things. But yeah, it's not just an external thing like your skin and hair. It's like on a core level, like your cells that make up, our cells regenerate already, but this is something that can really make them regenerate quickly, and you can just result in feeling a lot better in all facets.
Do you feel claustrophobic in there?
Not at all.
In that little tube?
No, not at all. I was more claustrophobic in the ones that were like in Marcus's house.
Yeah.
I'm not really like a claustrophobic person.
How long are you in there for? Like a half hour?
Close to 2 hours.
2 hours? What the fuck do you do in there?
I mean, look who you're talking to here. What do you think I'm doing in there?
No way you're meditating for 2 hours.
Meditated for 45 minutes today.
But 2 hours in that little tube, like are you listening to music? Like,
45, yeah, I'm answering emails. I got my phone in there.
Yeah.
I'm answering emails. I'm fucking, I was actually on social media today in there because I had posted something today. I was just checking it out.
Yep.
The comments came out, the song. And then, I bring books in there. I bring a journal in there. And it's just like an allotted time for me to do those things, for me to not skip them. It's actually quite nice. I can go without the 30-minute commute each way, but it just is what it is.
Yeah.
We're out on the lake, which is like, not many cities have like this is a new thing. You know what I mean? It's a premium service. So
yeah. My only relatability is a tanning bed, which is like,
yeah, that's a lot more claustrophobic.
And it kills you. It slowly kills your skin.
Yeah, this is the opposite of a tanning bed.
But that's that's like all. So you got like a lot of room in there.
Yeah, it's like if you stacked me on top of me, like you could put like 5 of me in there, laying down horizontally.
So it's like a bunk on a tour bus.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than that.
A little bigger than that?
Yeah, it's bigger than that.
Did you fart while you were in there?
Nope.
No. If you did, would it just be like a fart coffin?
I don't know. It's one of those things. A fart coffin. It's one of those things where you're like, the pressure. It feels like you're in a fucking 40,000. You're 40,000 feet in the air, and
oh
you're
wow,
highly pressurized.
Wow.
It's like dangerous. It needs to be operated by somebody else. There's like, it's a funky thing. Kinda.
Yep.
But like my first time, like as they were raising the pressure, like my left ear was like kind of hurting me. I walkie-talkie the guy. He turns it down and he brings it back up.
Yeah.
A little slower, and it worked. So
That's wild.
yeah, I mean, I'm just in that vibe where I just like, I want to optimize myself really bad. That's like what I'm being called to. So I'm doing it, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we reached out on Only Steve's to our YNK Plus subscribers. They sent us a bunch. Great group of guys and girls and gals. We got some good questions here. We're gonna have some callers later too that we got lined up. But
Dope.
let's just jump right in. There's one. This question is very fitting. It's from Alex. It says, "Would you bring a Steve on the road or the ranch for an awesome once in a lifetime experience?"
Funny you ask. Yeah, so we are about to roll out pretty much like another round of content into our music subscribers and podcast too, but also just generally speaking, like Only Steve's. We're going heavy into Only Steve's.
Yep.
And for all our subscribers, we are going to pick one group. What is it? A group of two?
Yeah, like one subscriber and a plus one.
Yeah. Pick a winner plus one. I'm gonna fly y'all out monthly. Come hear some music or come be on a podcast.
But on tour though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On tour. Scratch that.
Yeah, we changed this whole idea.
We changed it because tour. We're gonna tour most of the year. So
yeah,
you guys pick a show and fucking fly out.
Like how many shows this year do you think we're gonna do?
40
to 50?
40-ish.
40-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the chances are we're gonna come to your city or somewhere close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, when we come nearby, you come hang out and fucking get the whole backstage experience. Obviously, your whole night will be taken care of by us. And it's just kind of building a community. Like, we're obviously giving away the money every month. That's going to continue. We're going to add to that amount, right? We're about to do a March Madness bracket and give, like, what's the winner get? 5 bands?
It's going to be $10,000 in prizes.
Yeah, $10,000 in prices. Yep. And prizes, and then I'm doing a behind the music thing where we're gonna break down the songs. Like I get tons of messages about like, yo, what is this lyric here, or what are you trying to say with this song, and I respond when I can about them. But sometimes I want to like give them the whole thing, and I'm sitting there writing it out.
Yeah, we should make videos. For
yeah,
each
like
one.
it's just a cool behind the scenes thing for people that love the music, you know?
Yeah. I remember, dude, I texted you when I saw the last lyric of Commas, the song that just came out. Can you like explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I kind of tell this whole story about, you know, just it's like excerpts of my life kind of, but the final line is this is a fairy tale that ends with a comma.
And what does that mean?
You can interpret it a bunch of different ways.
I'll tell you how I interpret it.
Yeah, tell me. I'm interested.
Because a period means the fairy tale's over. Fairy tale ends with a period means it's over. Yeah. Ends with a comma means it's like there's hope of more.
To be continued.
To be continued, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the line before it is like, now we're in the hills doing what we wanna. Mm-hmm. It's a fairy tale that ends with a comma. It's because it's just like it's not over yet.
And you never know what's gonna happen.
You just never know. But yeah, that's kind of the main piece. Mm-hmm. Also, like I'm talking about the girl that I'm kind of, you know, when I'm referencing girls in the hook, and like I'm kind of saying, like, this song is kind of about like killing off any of the negative energy that isn't talk. Like I was talking to somebody that I felt like was draining my energy a little bit, and the song is kind of about like I only want to talk about things that we're gonna like. I only want to talk about progressive things. It's money, it's business, you know. It's something I guess just valuable, and like that's kind of what this song is saying too. It's just like I'm only here for like real talk, you know. Mm-hmm. And the girl I'm referencing in it, it's kind of the notion under it all. It's just like the fairy tale goes on without you, you know. Yeah. I don't need you. Like mm-hmm. that's kind of what I was saying with that line too.
Major flex.
Yeah.
Major flex.
You kind of as an artist, you like to. I used to kind of want to explain everything, and that's ironic because we're gonna make a series about explaining it. But that's for our fucking subscribers, you know. Yeah, it's not a public thing.
But art is always up for interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've learned that more and more mm-hmm. as I've become more of an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear this from a lot of artists and filmmakers, even where like critics will break something down. They'd be like, I thought it was really genius how you like tied in this whole motif in the beginning of the film, and then it came back in the end. It's like a whole like metaphor for like your childhood. And the guy's like, yeah, however you interpret it.
Yeah.
Like
whatever, man.
Like that, it's something that like the artist sometimes doesn't even do on purpose, and people interpret it a certain way.
That's the beautiful thing about
It's
art.
a beautiful thing about art.
It's so fluid. It's just like,
Yeah.
there's nothing finite about it.
Yep. Yeah. Like you go to an art gallery and there's just like a giant like watercolor of a cock. And it's like, this is genius.
I love what they're saying here with this
Yeah.
interpretation. Pretty sure that doesn't happen, but maybe. Probably.
The Cold War. Don't you see it?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question. This is from Slack Daddy. He said, or she said, when do you feel it's time to let go of someone, whether that's a relationship or a friendship? When is it time to let go?
It's a crazy question and a crazy answer, because the answer is it's never not time to let go. And
Right.
I'll explain this.
Let me think about that real quick. It's never not time to let go.
You should be letting go constantly. And here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
That whole concept of being open to anything, attached to nothing, that's surrender. That's surrender to how you feel, your intuition, surrender to what happens that's out of your control.
Yeah.
Like in relationships, that spoke to me so much. Like you don't own your girlfriend, you don't own your partner. Like their actions are their actions, and trying to guide them in any way or demand them or try to shaping them to your expectations, that's a form of just like control and ego and power and shit that like you don't even realize. It's kind of normal. It's kind of normalized in culture. It's just like, your partner, you kind of like take ownership of your partner and just claim them and try to intervene and shape them. But personally, the truest relationships, and this is like a huge goal of mine, is just constantly letting go and surrendering to the now and what's happening. And relationships are actually no different. Now, what I mean by that is like, if you're clashing with someone constantly and you feel as though you're living your truth and they're living their truth and it's not working, and your intuition, a big thing about even moving on from somebody is you're not really scared to lose that person. You're scared to lose having a person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
being alone.
It's not about them. It's about you. You know what I mean? It's about you wondering, will I be able to find somebody else? Will I find that comfort in someone else? It's really pretty challenging if you're kind of on that vibe, that not codependence, but just like,
Well, and you get used to spending so much time with
Exactly.
someone. Say you're living with someone for like 3 years. You just get used to being, you don't get used to
absolutely.
being alone.
We're creatures of habit.
Yeah. So you don't even remember probably what it is like to be alone.
Yeah.
So just the idea of changing that everyday routine without that other person is probably weird.
Yeah.
It's scary.
If you cheerleaded for five years and loved it, and then college is over and you no longer cheerlead, there's no adult cheerleading team. Regardless, you're gonna miss cheerleading. You're gonna miss if you do something every day for a while in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's when everyone's panicking and like they're texting them, calling them, I messed up, come over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you haven't been able to sit and live and let those feelings live, within you. A lot of people have a feeling and then you kind of want to run away from the feeling, and it's actually the real way of processing it is just facing it and sitting with it.
Yeah.
But in regards to this question, like, let go to what's happening, surrender to it, and communicate that, and just be like, hey, like, I'd love to be with you if we can make this work. But at the same time, like, if you're having an intuitive feeling about something and it doesn't feel right, I mean, I think at some point that's the number one voice you have to be listening to, is like your gut instincts,
Of course.
You're distracting me the whole time while texting or whatever. But
No, I was trying to find a quote.
is it weird that I need I can't tell when we podcast, but like,
Yeah.
I need to be in a conversation.
I know I'm being rude as hell, but I was like,
No, but I know you're doing something, because I've done the same.
I was looking up research. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the same, because you're trying to think of the next point and
Yeah.
shit. But like, if I don't have that, like, I kind of like,
Yeah, you're talking to a brick wall.
yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
you need that, and you need that personal connection. And you're like, yep. But I hope I answered that. I got a little off track, but that's really the truth. It's just like, sometimes letting go is like, if you love someone, sometimes letting go is like the biggest way of showing that. Because, you know, whether it's the timing or whether it's just the synergy, if you feel like you're actually draining them or hurting them and you truly love them, like, it's actually probably the biggest gesture to say I love you is letting them go. And then if it comes back around and you guys both feel the same way and drawn back to each other, then listen to that. You know, listen to that feeling too.
Yeah. I mean, that was an old Sunday Stud Day cover, Let It Go.
Yeah.
Remember those lyrics?
What was it? It was something.
You only need the light when it's something, something.
You only know you love her when you let her go.
You only know you love her when you let her go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful
that's what
song.
he's saying in that.
Yeah.
So
And then,
if it's so hard and you're clashing and you guys are draining each other, and you see that you're potentially holding them back, what a real man would do would be like, you know, until you get right with yourself and get the answers yourself, like letting them go, you know, so that they can enjoy their time or that they can get back on track, says I love you a lot more than anything else.
yeah. And another quote I was looking up, it was during a really cool like actor roundtable with a bunch of big actors like Robert De Niro, Shia LaBeouf, Adam Driver, and Tom Hanks. And in it, they're talking about loss. And Tom Hanks said, time is your greatest ally during loss. Time is your greatest ally. Because as time moves on, it gets easier and easier.
It heals.
So that's when time is your greatest ally.
Absolutely.
Time can be your enemy sometimes, but during loss, it can be your greatest enemy, your greatest ally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The goal of life is to make time your ally. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. Because it's essentially like what this awareness thing that we talk about in the power of the now, like, that's exactly what he's trying to say. If you just ground yourself in the moment, time's always your ally. You're not resisting what's happening. You just, you know, and time actually moves a lot quicker and more fluidly when you're present. You know what I mean? You're in the moment. So, yeah, for sure. Time heals. I mean, that's happened to me. I feel like every single person who's had any kind of loss can speak to that. Like, you lose your mom or something, and you're just like, you can be sad, residual sadness, and have episodes of sadness and that type of stuff. But there's points where you feel like you're never gonna fucking be able to get out of bed again, you know? And that passes.
Yeah, that it does. So a lot of questions, and every time we do this, we get these same questions. It's always with what's next with you? What's next? What's next? What album's next? What songs are next? What's the next music releases?
Yep.
So are you able to speak on album wise, which one is going to be next?
I don't want to commit to saying it publicly yet.
Yeah.
We have 2 more albums out in the Keep Going trilogy, obviously. And what I will say is I'm about to go bananas.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, it needs to be pointed out. You posted about it, but just hit 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll join you.
And that was since like 2015, I think, right?
Yeah.
Is that when Spotify was invented? I think it's set on the chart since 2015.
Yeah, it did.
And that's just Spotify. So Apple probably has like another, 20-30% streams?
Yeah, it probably has like, across all, I'm probably like 1.34 billion.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's great, man.
You know, it's wild. It's a wild
crazy.
thing.
It's a crazy stat.
Yeah, it's a crazy stat.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me when we were starting out that I would have 1 billion plays on my on my music, I would definitely think that was crazy. You know,
Yeah.
It's funny how life works. I don't know. I feel like if you're doing it right, it's not that you don't embrace that or celebrate it, but it's just like by the time you achieve a goal you had, you have new goals.
Yeah, but
But even just like different category, like
if anything, it's a pat on the back, being like,
yeah, for sure.
you're doing great.
But like I like the old me, like the ego kind of driven me would have cared more about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is if you're doing it right, by the time you achieve a goal you had previously, you've evolved past like wanting that exactly. You know, there's something else.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a number.
Yeah.
But what it represents is nice.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, dude, we got We got great fans. I will say I'm really excited about the records, how the records are coming. And I kind of have an absurd amount. I've been living with the music a little bit this week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, paired with a healthy lifestyle and not losing time to partying and shit, I'm gonna go pretty bananas here. I think, I'll say it here because it's to our premium, but I think I'm gonna go to about every 2 weeks dropping a song publicly from here on out.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
And if we miss a week and it comes like a week, 3 weeks later, it's probably just because we're in process of finalization, or probably because I made it this week or something and where I'm getting it mixed, and scrambling a little bit. But there will not be a month that goes by that I don't drop a new song ever again till I retire, probably, honestly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when I put out an album, I let it live, but while the highs was marinating and out, like I've been making a lot of music and I really like it. So I'm excited about the direction, and I actually really am. We're gonna go pretty bananas. We're in a pretty transformational time in my business and our businesses. I'll spare all the jargon about it, but it's a good time. We're kind of going after it a little bit, really structuring our businesses properly, really structuring for growth, and then gonna start putting some capital into it for growth, for all of it, including the music, which I've never done. So yeah, should be good, man. Should be a good phase for the Steves.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, people forget. I mean, they probably don't even realize that making music in general is hard, no matter what genre you're in. And the way you've been able to set yourself up to not really rely on many people to make it has set you up in a way where you can now release music, like you just said, every 2 weeks, which a lot of artists probably can't.
No, it's nearly impossible.
They rely on going to the studio. They rely on probably a lot of songwriters involved. They rely on having someone record their voice. They rely on so much stuff that's out of their control. Whereas you took a lot of it into your own hands, and now you're able to do that. And think of how much how much that's doing for you.
It's doing so much. It's doing
like
so much.
Imagine like every time you had an idea, you had to get in your car, go to a studio.
I wouldn't be making music
wait
anymore.
for someone to get there, like an engineer.
I would have retired already.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of artists have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've been preaching it to people for the last 3 years in LA. Mr. Steve, wants some pets. Guy just loves being a part of the podcast. I mean, I was literally anytime someone asks me for music advice, I say, learn how to record yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. I say, learn how to record yourself. It's changed my life, and I'll never change my mind. Like now, it's becoming more with TikTok and everything. It's becoming more and more obvious.
Right.
Everyone's seeing kids. Everyone's making it's the facade of oh, you got to be in the studio to make songs and put them out.
No way.
It's the curtain's been lifted.
Not
on
for
that.
a solo artist, anyways.
Yeah,
When there's a
but
whole band involved. That's a different story. But
it's not even. No one's really recording full band anymore. Anyway, just the way music is. Some people are, I guess, but
a lot of country and some rock.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just so important, and I can't express it enough that if I had to rely on anyone else to create,
think of how many ideas would never happen.
So many.
You have an idea and you can just go right there, 2 feet away, and hit the record button and do it.
Within 5 minutes, I could have fucking a real idea.
So many ideas would never transpire if you had to hey man, can I get some studio time? 3 days from now? Okay, sure. And then you're fucked. You can't do anything.
And then your girl fucking goes out to Miami with her friends on a surprise birthday trip the night before, and you're fucking not on the vibe when you get over to record that fun love song that you made.
You come home or you take the early flight home
from San Francisco or San Diego,
and a bunch of naked people pop out of your bathroom
like a goddamn blindfolded, like a goddamn magic show.
I think my friend Mitch is trying to say his true love is blind. Oh man, that's great. All right, let's give.
Hey, Mr. Steve.
Let's give Cam a call, huh?
Hi, buddy. Did you go and run in the neighbor's yard?
Hello?
Hey, Cam.
What's up? How you doing?
John Kilmer, you're on the air.
How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, real good.
You're still in Austin, yeah?
Oh yeah. I live here, so from here, so.
Oh, right on, right on.
Yes, sir.
So, are you? What's your Friday night looking like right now?
Right now, a few drinks to me. We just did a photo shoot for this local shelter called Shotgun. It's not the greatest. Don't recommend it, but kind of drinking those and kind of chilling and just seeing where the night takes us, really. So.
I love that. Well, hey, I got Papa Steve right here, and I know you got some questions if you want to rattle them off to him.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
How you doing, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good, real good.
You're in ATX?
Yeah, we're raised here, so.
I love it. This place fucks. I love it here.
Oh yeah, I actually got a couple questions too that relate. Well, one question that relates to Austin.
All right, let's do it.
But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna start it off with when do you guys think you're both gonna settle down? This is a question for both of y'all, really.
In regards to life or women or what?
Yeah, more of women, I guess.
Funny you should ask. I'm actually talking. I've been talking with somebody. It's an outlandish scenario, to be honest. I'm not sure how I landed in it, but I'm like in kind of a long distance. I talked to this girl. She spends the majority of her time in Europe, and just caught a crazy vibe with her and talked with her a lot. But it's fucking crazy. I feel like I feel like long distance relationships are like a college thing, but somehow I'm kind of in one. But I'm ready, man. Like I've had a wild year of traveling and doing whatever too. But like the more and more time I spend with myself, I feel as though, you do that for so long, and a lot of guys can do it forever. But I definitely want to be a father. You know what I mean? I definitely want to have that aspect of life. Not that you need to fucking settle down necessarily anymore with women to become a father, but yeah, I would love to have like somebody I really, really fuck with, because it's, the way we've lived for so long. It's pretty, it's fun, it's great, but it's like, it's a little monotonous in the sense of it's kind of the same thing, and me, I'm just always looking for a new vibe and trying to grow in ways that, not keep myself in a box by any means, but I'm just open to whatever,
Like yeah.
Kilmer, what about you?
I'm very invested in having a child in the next 7 to 8 years.
Yeah, me too.
7 to 8 years. Before I'm 40, I think. Not that it matters, but like I'm thinking before I'm 40, and then marriage. The concept just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it.
Okay.
See,
Gotcha.
whoever the baby mama is, she's gonna have load-bearing hips, and she's gonna have a great personality. That's all I know.
We always need that personality. That's what's gonna carry it through, on those rough days
Just
too. So.
big childbearing hips. I was 9.5 pounds. My offspring, I can tell it's gonna be a 12-pounder plus.
You're a clown.
I'm gonna need to impregnate a big lady. You got any more questions?
Yeah. Since you guys are in Austin, what's y'all's favorite spot here? 'Cause I'm curious to hear that. So
in regards to what?
I guess it's like going out. Where have y'all been out, and what spot did you like the best? Like what area?
I mean, when we went out when we first got here the first time. We were fucking kind of going crazy it was 4th of July, and it was our first time here. I don't really recall the names. Do you, Kilmer? Do you recall any of them?
No, but
I know Greenlight.
I can tell you right now.
Green light's fun.
I haven't been there yet, but Blue and Skis have been loving Buford's, loving it.
Buford?
It's like
It's huge.
they're now like the mayor. They're the mayor of Buford's now. They've been there like twice. They're the mayor. They can walk in. They get treated nice. They skip the line. The bartenders
There's
give
some
them free
Steves
drinks.
that work there.
Yeah, I guess some Steves work there. So if you're ever in Buford's, just say you're a Steve. They'll probably help you out.
Oh, love it. The line's always crazy, so I'm always just like, yeah, I'll just walk past it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for whatever reason, aligned both times where I came here, we were going crazy for like the week or two. First week it was 4th of July week, and then I've been on like a health kick both times I've been here. Just I go in these waves where I have to like, I just recenter and kind of try. And I'm trying to really move my health, trying to be healthy as I possibly can when possible. So we haven't been going. I'm kind of a homebody, bro. I work a lot. I work on the body a lot, and then we're doing a ton of business stuff. So I'm like not really out and about much. But I know Austin's great. I've been down to Rainy, that whole area, Rainy Street. I've been down. We did like the what the fuck was it? It was Green Light, and then there was one other right near Green Light. But I've had fun when I've gone out. What's your favorite spots?
My favorite spots, I love Rainy, especially like day drinking, Saturday, Sunday day drinking vibe. It's amazing there. The girls are good there. West is more like college now, but it's still fun down there. That's where like Green Light, Beefers, all that stuff's at. And then I really don't mess with dirty 6th Street anymore, is what we call it, which is like the touristy part of 6th Street. I don't really mess with that anymore, just because it's been a little crazy down there. But
yeah,
those are probably like.
I heard about that. It's sad because I remember coming on tour a while back. I want to say it was like 2017, and probably 2017 was the last time we played a show in Austin, and we went down to that 6th Street area, which is now Dirty Six, but it really wasn't that then. It's trended down. Obviously, there's like a homeless issue here, right? And that's kind of been an issue down there, and it's just like a little too wild down there, right? A little too dirty. They literally call it Dirty Six for that reason.
Yeah, because you got that part, and you walk like 10 minutes, and then you're at West where Beefers and Green, like it like all changes. It's like a completely different vibe.
Yeah,
so.
It's crazy because I remember liking that. I like that area then when we were first here in 2017, but yeah, we haven't gone back.
Oh yeah, and then I guess I got one last question, kind of more for John. Both of you really, what's the hardest thing you edited, John, for Mike? I'm curious.
What do you say?
The hardest thing I've had to edit for you. I'm you're gonna lose it on this. This is a video that's no longer on YouTube. It's one of the. Do you know what I'm gonna say?
On and on.
No. This one of our first videos. We were in some club in Rhode Island.
Oh my God, I know what you're gonna say. Nonfiction.
Cam, do you know the song Nonfiction?
Yes.
Wow. So
was that on Toasted Tommy?
He's a long time Steve.
Was that on Toasted Tommy or was that?
That's Toasted Tommy. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like one of the first videos.
It's like 2013.
Probably earlier.
Or 2012.
2012. And we're in this like little club in Rhode Island. And like, there's the girls and stuff. And
I thought I was the coolest. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, like we all thought we were fucking awesome because there was like a couple girls around and we were drinking.
I mean, dude, I just made my first songs. I thought it was so cool. We were shooting videos and shit.
And I must have been blinded by the whole scene because when we were looking back at the footage and I did a draft for Mike, he wasn't particularly happy with one of the girls in the video visually. So I got this. I mean,
dude, let's clarify. It wasn't just looks. The way she was behaving, the way she was acting was just like so extra.
She was like a extra in the movie Walking Dead. Like there was something wrong with her.
Yeah, she was just not.
I'm not trying to hate and say she was unattractive. She was just acting like a weirdo.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So, anyways, she was in every shot, and I then got like pages and pages and pages of like, very specific notes on how to take her and cut her out of this video completely.
I went into pure innovation, just prime innovation, Mike.
And since then, I've gotten used to Mike's notes because he gives a lot of them, and that's fine. And I've gotten used to it. Back then, I would do videos, and kids would be like, 2 thumbs up, looks good.
Yeah. I also think that's bullshit. I don't have tons of notes at all.
No. There was a time though. There was a time. Yeah,
we were like trying to do real music videos.
Right.
Now we don't.
When I got used to it. But this was like the first time I'd ever really gotten like a lot of notes on a video.
You're
and I'm like, damn. So that's your answer, nonfiction.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was curious. I'm like, John edits so much stuff for him. I know he's had something that's either been difficult to do or just required a lot. So
yeah, facts, sir. Are you asking me a question? Is he asking me that?
No, I think that was your last question. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my last one. I guess if I had anyone that was for Mike, the last one, just kind of keep it even. Who are some big artists that you want to work with? I know you're like all about being independent and stuff like that, but I know there's definitely like some A-list people probably would make a song with.
Yeah. Huh. I would say if I were to choose one right now, it's he's a buddy of mine too, so there's a likelihood that it can happen. Probably Morgan Wallen. I just think that vibe of music and kind of colliding the two things that we do, and he's obviously. I mean, we've been buddies for a while, and we've been talking about doing records, but again, this is kind of what happens if artists get really popular. The labels, they're a bit harder to kind of maneuver being an independent artist and doing single deals. They don't really do that. They want to have a part of you or whatever. So it's like it's fairly hard. That's why I don't do it. And I just only do shit that like flows directly to me. But I would probably pick Morgan right now. I think that could be like, I say that to say that could probably be like a really successful song in regards to making something that's kind of timeless and special, Obviously Drake. I think Drake's the best artist of the generation, and I would love to do a record with him. He showed me. I forget sometimes, but he kind of gave me a moment when I was younger. He came up to me and there's like a clip of it somewhere, but he just said a bunch of nice things and kind of gave me confidence that I didn't really know that I needed at that time. So that would be great if you got a chance to do it with him.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you. Have we met before?
No, but we probably will. Especially because I've been talking to John quite a bit, and I know I'm going to the all show in Dallas.
Sick.
Next, I'll be there.
All right, so bet. We'll have to say what up then. Holler at Kilmer about it.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. Later, bro.
Yeah, dude. Save some of those shitty seltzers for us, all right?
Yeah, I'll definitely give you guys a couple. Bring them in the pocket.
Yeah, whole case. Oh, man. Well, hey, dude, enjoy the rest of your Friday night, all right?
Yeah, you too. Thank you, guys.
Later, buddy.
Later, brother. Love the locals here. Just a group of great guys.
Yeah.
Let's get a female on here. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's get weird.
Murder What She Wrote.
Murder What She Wrote.
Hey.
Jade.
What's up?
What's up, baby?
I am writing a sex scene right now.
Excuse me?
I literally am.
So wait, we have to preface this. So Mike, I already know this, but Jade actually she's an author. She's writing a book. She's writing several books, and she dedicated her book to us.
Really?
Yeah. There's a whole dedication to it. She sent me a draft. There's a whole dedication page and everything.
That's so sweet. I love that.
Jade, what's your book about? I mean, I already know, but tell Mike so he knows.
So it's basically about a young beauty queen and model based off of my own experiences who just lives her fucking life behind the scenes, and it's like grappling with having to have a good image, but also still wanting to be a 21-year-old and have fun and go have sex and party. Like, I just had to write it, and finally, now that I'm not under contract with anyone, I can finally actually put it all out there, and I'm really excited about it. You guys were like partying and sex gurus for me when I was like, playing the field, trying to be cool.
Giggity.
I love that. That's fire. So where are you from?
I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I actually live in Alaska right now and fucking love it.
Wow. I'm kind of jealous of that. I've never been to Alaska.
Yeah, we never done a show there.
I would love to go.
Should we do a show in Alaska?
Oh, you so should. Like, I actually heard a song of Mike's. I think it was actually Boyfriend in one of the dispensaries near my house. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I talked to the dispensary owner, and he said there's a huge fan base here for you guys. So I think Alaska would love you.
Where is this, Anchorage?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though. I've gotten messages like pretty steadily over the years about coming to Alaska from fans and stuff. So maybe we should. I would love to go and just like, I would love to. I love the fucking outdoors and nature, obviously, a lot. So I mean, I feel like I would love it there.
You would, and like the subarctic climate in the summer is perfect for partying because it stays light out until like midnight. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's great.
Sheesh. Well, you're gonna have to send us a few copies of the books.
Oh, for sure. I've already thought about my signature. I think I'm gonna do JG and then a pair of tits. Right on.
Respect that. That'll work. I feel like that would be a hit.
Yeah, I honestly, I read the first couple chapters and I was roped in immediately. It's a very sexy book.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
I mean, Kilmer's your target audience on this.
Yes. That's awesome.
I love that. I love that. Well, thanks for the dedication. We love it.
So, Jade, do you have any questions that you have for us?
Oh yeah. I mean, gosh. Can I ask you both like some sexy questions?
You can tread lightly. You can ask me sexy questions.
Yeah, it depends on what it is, but yeah.
Okay, fair. Mike, I'm curious because you are so close to your bros.
Yeah.
Have you ever accidentally walked in on one of them banging or them jerking off?
What is this, amateur hour?
Yeah, I mean, look, we toured together for fucking nearly a decade, you know, and living on a bus and living in the same house, you know, like we're in college still. It's been it's way less. It's died down a lot as we've like kind of, you know, the houses have gotten bigger. There's been more space and then like guys just kind of come maturing, you know, but yes, to answer your question, absolutely, we have.
I can dive into this a little more. So like usually my partner in crime over the years was with Blue. Like we'd always, when we had hotel rooms back in the day, when we'd like ship around on like a Sprinter van or a Suburban, we'd stay in like these little hotels. Blue was always my roommate. So he and I always got very comfortable around each other to the point where it was so desensitized where like,
oh yeah,
one of us could walk in on each other and like no one would stop, no one would blink. Like it would just continue, you know?
It's kind of the culture. It's a culture thing.
Yeah, it's like real like locker room shit. Like it didn't matter. It's like, all right, yep, you're having sex, sweet. Like I'm gonna go take a shower, or I'm gonna also have sex next to you, 20 feet away,
and potentially intervene.
I've definitely watched a pair of my friends have sex at a party. So like, yeah, I'm thinking about that question. You're absolutely right.
We're not like huge. We've never been like, I mean, a few times.
Yeah, we're not like big orgy guys or anything. It just kind of like, you know.
Yeah, it's just like organic. It happens.
We're each doing our own thing, like on the opposite sides of the room. It's like whatever, you know.
Oh, that's fun.
She's like boring.
Whatever. So then, John, I have to ask, what is like the weirdest way a chick has come onto you?
I think I tell the like I'm a broken record because I tell all these stories. So like a lot of people have already heard of them, but like I got to go back to the girl with the Tom Brady tattoo.
Yeah.
You know, like we're in Tampa and this girl just
before he played in Tampa.
This is before Tom Brady even played for Tampa. He was still playing with the Patriots, and I'm a huge New England Patriots fan. And this girl, like, all she said in the DM was, "Hey, like, let's hang out after the show. I have a Tom Brady tattoo on my ass." And that was it. And like, she must have known me really well because like I didn't even look at pictures of her or anything. I was just like, "All right, meet me by the dumpster out back." And meet me in the back by the dumpster. She did.
Holy shit, that's fun though.
Yeah, it's a wild world out there, but we really hope to catch you on tour.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my friends are so insane. I wrote endless erotica based off of our debauchery, so that should tell you enough.
Crazy.
I know. I can't wait to read some of your stories.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys called because of like in writer mania. So I'm like, needed a break halfway through my second book, and I've only been writing for like 10 days.
Wow. Yeah, just let it flow.
I'm trying. I'm inspired by you guys.
Love it.
Wow. Well, yeah, you said that you're going to have a launch, what is it? A launch party or whatever for your book in August.
We are. We're throwing it at a chalet in like my favorite town here. Like, I love Alaska because there's a ton of tourist places that you can just go and like party next to the beach and just like jump in or like go in a hot tub. And it gets warm enough here.
That's a weird concept, going to the beach in Alaska. You don't think of the beach, you know?
Yeah, it's not something you would think of, really.
What do you guys do for fun over there? Like what's like an Alaska day? What's an Alaska like good time?
Oh gosh. For me, it varies. Like if it's summer, I go fishing because the fishing here is like ridiculous. You go and you fish for salmon and halibut. You grill it up with your friends and get super drunk that night. It's like ritualistic and very fun.
That sounds dope. Yeah, a little fish bake.
And then you go to like the local ratchet dive bar or strip club because Anchorage has a ton of awesome strip clubs. I was debating going tonight, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and just end the day with a bang, literally.
Giggity.
Love it.
Well, this has been very insightful, and I'll probably catch tickets to that launch party.
I feel like you and John Kilmer need to meet.
We've already talked about this.
It's already in the works.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for calling in, and we appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good rest of your night.
I will. Nice to meet you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's your future ex-wife?
Well, she DM'd me like a couple of weeks ago, and she told me about the book, and I'm like, wow, like, you know, she's like, this was the funniest message. She's like, I dedicated my book to you, Mike, and Huey Mack, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what's the book about? And then she told me what it's about, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Giggity, giggity.
So
Would
then
you say we're her sex and partying gurus?
yeah.
Add that to the list.
No surprise there. But then I started reading some of it, and it's just like it's based on her life, but it's because she was I mean, I probably can't say, but she was like a very big in like the beauty pageant world, and where she lived, and like one of the highest.
Yeah.
And then she went to an all girls college and like kind of ran rampantly, went wild. Beauty queen's gone wild. So the book is based on that, and it's pretty hot and heavy.
And it got you hooked.
It will be on Steve's book club.
That'll be John Kilmer's entry.
Oh man! All right, well, yeah, that's all the questions in college we have today. Do you want to leave us with anything?
No, but this Only Steve stuff is just getting started. It's a fucking amazing business for us, and we're gonna be doubling down on shit.
Yeah, we're gonna give more.
And I think this is the best vibe. And you guys let us know in the comments and stuff, or reach out to John what you guys want to hear us chop it up about. But the questions and call-ins, I mean, I feel like that's the biggest perk of this. If you're in this community, the chances of us talking are pretty high. Mm-hmm. And then we will be bringing podcast people out too on the podcast side of Only Steve's too. We should do that. Yeah. We should have them come out and do a fucking podcast, you know? Yep. Whether it's once every other month or once every month, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people actually ask for that, like having a fan like be a guest on the podcast. You know? Everyone has a story. You know, everyone has something.
Yeah, even if it's just to hang out. You don't have to come on and fucking confess like some people just don't like to share. Like they might talk to me off camera about it, or in DMs, but it's a little different when they got a bright light on you and fucking filming it for people, you know. Yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, that's a cool vibe. So we appreciate y'all, and if you're a fan of the music, which I presume, get ready for a big Steve tidal wave coming to town.
Whew, boys are back in town.
A bunch of tunes coming in hot, and we are coming to town. So if you don't have tickets, or get them. It's a good tune.
The boys are back in town. I'm excited. 41 days away.
The highs are always accessible to us, but only from within.
We'll end on that.
Let that marinate. Good night.
We'll end on that.